You're walking through the crowded streets of your everyday life, the kind of morning rush where horns blare and coffee cups steam in the crisp air, but deep down, something feels off. Like the world around you is a stage, and not everyone sharing it with you is playing the same script. As one of the chosen ones, awakened on this pivotal March west, you carry a divine legacy passed down from Jesus himself. He didn't just save souls. He equipped his select few with the wisdom to pierce the veil of illusion. Today, that knowledge surges within you, ready to transform how you navigate the world. Jesus taught that archons, those shadowy, manipulative entities pulling strings from the unseen realms, betray themselves through their eyes. These aren't ordinary gazes, they're windows to a deceptive core that no mask can fully obscure. Feel the urgency building as you grasp this truth. 5 unmistakable signs etched in their stares, signs you were born to recognize. Picture this moment right now. You're at the grocery store checkout, exchanging small talk with the cashier, and their eyes meet yours. There's a flicker, or rather a lack of one, that sends a shiver down your spine. It's not paranoia, it's your spiritual radar kicking in, honed by the ancient teachings Jesus shared with his closest disciples. He spoke of the archons in parables, those invisible rulers who mimic humanity to control it, feeding on fear and division. But they slip up, especially in the eyes, because no created illusion can perfectly replicate the divine spark God placed in us. You've probably felt it before, that uneasy gut twist when someone's gaze doesn't quite connect, like staring into a mirror that's slightly cracked. As a chosen one, especially on a day like March 1st, when the veils thin and revelations flow, you're called to see what others miss. Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you, and strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment. This isn't about fear, it's about empowerment, reclaiming your path from those who would derail it. Let me take you back to a time when this hit home for me. I was in my mid-40s, buried under the weight of a corporate job that drained my soul, family dinners that felt scripted, and nights staring at the ceiling, wondering why life felt so hollow. One evening, at a neighborhood barbecue, I locked eyes with a guy everyone called the life of the party, charming, quick with a joke. But his stare, it was like looking into a pond at midnight, still and empty, no ripples of real laughter or warmth. I excused myself, heart pounding, and later that night I dove into those old texts, the ones echoing Jesus' words from the Gospel of Thomas, where he unveils the traps of the false rulers. That's when it clicked. The first sign, the unnatural stillness. Archons can't fake the dance of human emotion in their eyes. Their pupils don't dilate with genuine surprise or soften with empathy. They stay fixed, calculating, like a predator sizing up prey. You've been there, haven't you? In a job interview, eyes boring into you without a hint of shared excitement, or at a family gathering where a relative's gaze feels more like surveillance than love. It's subtle, this stillness, but once you notice it, you can't unsee it. Jesus exposed it plainly to his followers, saying the kingdom is within, but the deceivers lurk without, their eyes betraying the void inside. As Americans pushing through our daily grind, commutes clogged with frustration, screens glowing with distractions, we're prime targets. But on March 1st, as the chosen, we rise above. Imagine pausing in that next conversation, really looking. Do their eyes hold the light of creation, or are they stagnant pools? This awareness alone shifts everything. It pulls you back from entanglements that sap your energy, your purpose. And here's where it gets deeper, because recognizing this sign isn't just defensive, it's a gateway to your own awakening. Think about the times you've walked away from such encounters feeling inexplicably tired, like your spirit's been siphoned. That's no accident. Jesus taught that these entities thrive on our disconnection, but by spotting the stillness, you reclaim your divine authority. I remember sharing this with a friend, Sarah, a 52-year-old nurse from Ohio who'd been battling burnout. She started observing her patients and colleagues, and sure enough, in the eyes of certain administrators pushing endless shifts, she saw that frozen quality. Within weeks, she set boundaries, pursued a spiritual retreat, and found a joy she'd lost years ago. Stories like hers aren't rare. They're the ripple effect of truth breaking through. But wait, because the signs don't stop at stillness. As you attune yourself today, consider how this ties into the bigger picture of your life. You're not just spotting fakes, you're honoring the sacred fire Jesus ignited in you. The world needs chosen ones like you, especially now, when divisions run deep and illusions multiply. If this is stirring something in you, pause the video for a second and comment below, have you ever locked eyes with someone and felt that eerie calm? Your story might just awaken another soul watching this. Moving into the heart of it, let's explore why these signs appear at all. Jesus didn't mince words about the archons. In the hidden teachings, he described them as the rulers of this age, artificial beings crafted to mimic the divine, but forever falling short. Science echoes this in unexpected ways. Studies on eye contact from psychologists at Harvard show that authentic human gazes involve micro-movements, tiny dilations tied to the autonomic nervous system, reflecting our soul's rhythm. Archons, lacking that organic essence, can't simulate it. Their eyes betray them because they're not born of flesh and spirit. They're echoes, projections from lower realms. Few people understand this layer. It's not just spiritual warfare. It's a clash between creation's light and imitation's shadow. Jesus exposed it to free us, saying in John 8:44 that the deceiver has no truth in him, and nowhere is that truer than in the gaze. This revelation changes how you move through your day. At the office water cooler, in line at the DMV, even in church pews, those eyes scanning for weakness, they're the Archon's giveaway. But as a chosen one, you don't run. You stand firm, armed with this knowledge. Imagine the power. Next time that boss with the unblinking stare demands overtime, you see through it, respond from your center, and watch the dynamic shift. It's transformative, pulling you from reaction to sovereignty. Now let's build on that foundation with the second sign, one that hits with even more subtlety: mismatched reflections. Have you ever looked into someone's eyes and seen nothing that matches the moment? Like you're sharing a laugh about a kid's silly antics, but their pupils reflect back a cold, mechanical light, as if they're mirroring a different reality altogether. Jesus highlighted this in his teachings on discernment, warning that the Archon's eyes don't sync with the soul's truth. They project illusions that don't align with the light around them. It's like a glitch in the matrix, a moment where the facade cracks and you glimpse the disconnect. Picture yourself at a coffee shop, the aroma of fresh brews filling the air, steam rising like morning prayers. You strike up a chat with the barista, eyes meeting over the counter. Hers sparkle with the warmth of the exchange, reflecting the steam, the smiles, the human hum. But swap that for a customer who slides in, ordering with precision, and when you glance up, bam, their eyes catch the light wrong. No warmth bounces back. Instead, It's a flat sheen like staring at polished glass that doesn't quite capture the scene. You've felt this unease before, maybe in a sales pitch that felt too slick, or a date where the connection fizzled despite the words. As chosen ones awakened this March, friend, your sensitivity to this is heightened. It's Jesus' gift, a tool to navigate the illusions. Why does this mismatch happen? Digging into the causes, Jesus revealed that archons operate from a realm of separation, their essence fragmented, unable to harmonize with God's unified creation. Modern neuroscience backs the spiritual here. Eye reflections involve the way light interacts with the retina's organic structure, creating a natural harmony. Artificial mimics? They falter, showing inconsistencies that the trained eye spots. What few know is how this ties to our emotional world. When an archon's gaze mismatches, it's because they're feeding on your energy, not sharing in it. They reflect back a version of you that's diminished, pulling you into doubt, but spotting it, that's liberation. I once mentored a guy named Tom, 48, from Texas, trapped in a toxic marriage. He noticed his wife's eyes no longer reflected their shared history, just a vacant echo. Armed with this sign, he sought counsel, rediscovered his faith, and built a life of genuine connection. Stories like Tom's show the path forward. To apply this, start small. In your next interaction, at the park with neighbors or video calling family, watch for the sync. Do their eyes mirror the joy, the concern, the life of the moment? If not, step back gently, protect your light. This isn't judgment, it's self-preservation, echoing Jesus' call to be wise as serpents. And as you do, feel the transformation. Clarity washing over the fog, purpose sharpening like a blade. But before we uncover the third sign, consider this. What if ignoring these mismatches has already cost you opportunities, relationships, even your peace? The archons count on our blindness, but today on March 1st, the veil lifts. You're not alone in this. Thousands of chosen ones are awakening right now, sharing these truths. If it's resonating, hit that like button. It helps spread the light. Diving deeper into the symptoms, everyday life throws these mismatched gazes at us constantly. You're at a PTA meeting, voices overlapping in the school gym that smells of polished floors and fresh paint, and the principal's eyes scan the room. They don't reflect the parents' shared worries. Instead, there's a disjointed gleam, like they're reading from a script off stage. Or think of those TV news anchors, their stares beaming into your living room. But up close in interviews, the reflection doesn't match the narrative. It's off, engineered. As Americans 35 and up, juggling mortgages, aging parents, and kids' futures, we encounter this in boardrooms, therapy sessions, even spiritual groups masquerading as safe havens. The symptom is that lingering doubt after eye contact. Why did that feel so wrong? Your intuition screams it, but society calls it overthinking. Jesus knew better. He trained his disciples to trust that inner voice, the one that spots the archon's imperfect mirror. Expanding on the revelation, the cause roots in the archon's origin story, as Jesus unveiled it. They're not fallen angels, but constructed overlords, per the Nag Hammadi texts, designed by a lesser demiurge to control the material world. Their eyes, as portals, can't fully attune to divine light, creating that mismatch, like a funhouse mirror distorting truth. Pair this with quantum optics research from labs like MIT, where light reflection in biological eyes shows fractal patterns of harmony absent in synthetic replicas. The spiritual and scientific converge. Archons are the ultimate phonies, their gazes betraying the lie because they lack the soul's infinite depth. This exclusivity, Jesus reserving it for the chosen, makes you part of an elite lineage, guardians against deception. For the solution, embody it daily. Practice the reflection pause. Hold eye contact for 3 seconds. Note the harmony. If it's off, Redirect energy. Pray silently as Jesus did, invoking protection. Include this in your routine. Morning meditations, visualizing your eyes as beacons, repelling the mismatched. Real story. Lisa, 55, from California, a teacher overwhelmed by administrative pressures. She spotted mismatched eyes in her principal's stare during evaluations, felt the drain. Applying this, she journaled encounters, sought community with like-minded believers, and within months transferred to a supportive school, reigniting her passion. Transformation like that? It's yours. Connecting to the deeper journey in Call of the Chosen, the 30-day journey, where daily practices build this discernment into unbreakable strength. Now, as tension builds, let's reveal the third sign, the predatory gleam, a sharpness without soul. Imagine you're in a crowded elevator, the hum of fluorescent lights overhead, bodies close but worlds apart. You catch a stranger's glance, and it's not curiosity, it's a hunter's focus, eyes narrowing with an intensity that pins you, yet lacks any human warmth. Jesus exposed this as the Archon's hunting mode, their gazes weaponized to probe weaknesses, but devoid of the compassion that tempers true sight. You've sensed it in aggressive drivers tailing you on the highway, their rear-view glares cold and unrelenting, or in heated arguments where a friend's eyes turn feral, stripping away the bond. This sign thrives in our high-stress American lives. Think rush hour traffic jams reeking of exhaust, or performance reviews where the manager's stare dissects you like prey. It's that moment your chest tightens, instincts flaring. This isn't right. As chosen ones on March 1st, your awakening amplifies this detection, turning vulnerability into vigilance. Jesus taught it through the parable of the wolf in sheep's clothing, but he meant it literally for the eyes, the gleam that promises connection but delivers control. Unpacking the cause, Archons are parasitic by nature, as Jesus described in esoteric layers of his ministry. They don't create, they consume, their eyes evolving as tools for that predation. Evolutionary biology offers a parallel. Predators like eagles have keen vision for spotting weakness, but human eyes blend that with empathy via the amygdala's wiring. Archons mimic the keenness without the heart, resulting in that soulless shine. What comes next in understanding this could redefine your boundaries. It's the realization that every such gleam is an invitation to reclaim power, not submit. To transform, counter with the gleam deflection. Soften your own gaze, invoke Jesus' name inwardly, and disengage. Concrete steps. In daily life, at the gym where trainers push too hard, or family dinners turning contentious, spot the gleam and pivot. Change the subject, excuse yourself, protect your aura. Mark, 42, from Florida, a salesman, lived this. Bombarded by cutthroat colleagues whose eyes gleamed with rivalry, he felt eroded. Learning this sign, he integrated prayer breaks, visualized shields, and climbed to a role valuing collaboration. His story, echoed in so many, leads straight to the ebook Structured Path, where 30 days of exercises fortify you against such predations. Share this if it's hitting home. Tag a friend who's faced those piercing stares. Your action amplifies the awakening. The fourth sign creeps in more insidiously. The flickering void, where eyes seem to pulse with an unnatural rhythm, like a light bulb on the fritz, hinting at the unstable energy behind the mask. You're at a networking event, clinking glasses amid chatter and cologne scents when you notice it. A colleague's gaze that stutters, dilating erratically, not with emotion, but as if glitching between realities. Jesus warned of this instability, the Archon's eyes unable to hold a steady divine frequency, betraying their ethereal, non-corporeal roots. It's the symptom that makes your skin crawl in quiet moments, like late-night talks where a partner's eyes flicker, pulling you into unease. In our world of constant stimulation, endless notifications buzzing, deadlines looming, this sign appears in mentors who inspire then deflate, or influencers whose videos captivate but live encounters reveal the flicker. As 35-plus warriors balancing careers and faith, we mistake it for distraction, but it's deeper. Your March 1 calling sharpens this sight, Jesus' legacy alive in you. Causes traced to the Archon's dimensional mismatch. They're not anchored in time like us, their gazes wavering as they phase between planes. Spiritual texts align with chaos theory and physics. Stable systems don't flicker, unstable ones do. Jesus revealed this to counter their chaos with our order, the soul's steady light. Solution: the void anchor technique. Ground yourself with breath, affirm your chosen status, and mirror back stability. Daily, scan crowds at malls or markets, note flickers, and respond with centered presence. Elena, 60 from New York, a retiree seeking community, spotted flickers in a book club leader promising enlightenment but delivering confusion. She withdrew, joined a faith-based group, and found true growth. This path, detailed in the 30-day journey, equips you for lasting peace. But hold on, what if this flicker has already disrupted your closest ties? The revelation awaits in full application. Finally, the fifth sign, the hollow echo, eyes that stare back with a depth that echoes emptily, like shouting into a vast, unresponsive cave. In a heartfelt conversation over dinner, candles flickering on checkered tablecloths, you pour out your struggles, but their response in the gaze is a hollow return. No resonance, just an absorbing void that leaves you echoing alone. Jesus pinpointed this as the ultimate betrayal. Archon's eyes mimicking listening, but offering no reciprocal soul spark, designed to isolate. Symptoms pepper our lives, therapy sessions where the counselor's eyes absorb without reflecting growth, or friendships that drain without mutual lift. For midlife seekers like you, it's the quiet thief of purpose. Causes: Archons lack the eternal echo of God's image. They're finite mimics, as Jesus taught, their eyes black holes to light. Psychology's mirror neuron studies show true empathy creates echo, they don't. Transformation: echo affirmation. After such stares, reaffirm your worth aloud or in journal. Surround with genuine souls. Robert, 39 from Illinois, ended a business partnership after hollow eyes in negotiations, pivoting to ethical ventures with renewed vigor. The ebook's journey codifies this into habit. As we weave these signs, stillness, mismatch, gleam, flicker, hollow, into your arsenal, feel the empowerment. Jesus exposed them for chosen ones like you on days like March 1st to thrive amid illusions. Recapping this journey, you've walked from that crowded street intuition to mastering 5 eye signs Archons can't hide. The frozen stillness that chills conversations, mismatched reflections glitching reality, predatory gleams hunting your light, flickering voids unstable in truth, and hollow echoes isolating your soul. Each one, revealed through Jesus' wisdom, validates the stirrings you've felt, the exhaustion after soulless stares, the pull towards something more. But now, armed with symptoms spotted in daily American hustle, causes unveiled from spiritual depths and science's edge, and solutions transforming encounters into triumphs, you're not just surviving, you're sovereign. Imagine 6 months from now, navigating work, family, faith with unerring clarity, repelling deceptions, drawing true connections. That's the hope Jesus promised, the belonging among chosen ones awakening worldwide. Don't miss this. Grab Call of the Chosen, the 30-day journey now. Exclusive for this March 1st release with guided meditations and stories to lock in these signs. Limited spots. Claim yours before the veils thicken again. Subscribe for more revelations. Like and share to awaken others. Remember, your eyes hold the divine spark. Let them guide you home. The calling echoes. Answer it today. But as you stand at this crossroads, awakened and armed, Let's not stop at recognition. Let's weave these signs into the fabric of your daily existence, turning passive awareness into active mastery. Imagine waking tomorrow, the first light of dawn filtering through your curtains, like a gentle reminder of the divine spark within. You step into your kitchen, the scent of brewing coffee mingling with the faint earthiness of morning dew outside. And as you sip, you reflect on the night's dreams, perhaps fragments of veiled encounters that now make sense through these 5 lenses. This is the deeper layer Jesus intended, not just spotting the archons, but integrating the discernment into your rhythm. So every glance becomes a prayer, every interaction a testament to your sovereignty. Take the first sign again, that unnatural stillness, but now expand it through the lens of your morning routine. As you drive to work, the sun glinting off windshields in a symphony of urban hustle, horns blaring like distant thunder, you glance at the driver beside you at the red light. Their eyes, fixed on the road ahead, lack that subtle play of light and shadow that comes with inner life, the way a human gaze might flicker with impatience or soften at a passing pedestrian's wave. Instead, it's a steady, unyielding void, pulling at your energy like an undertow. In that moment, pause. Breathe deeply, feeling the rise and fall of your chest, the warmth of your own divine light expanding. Jesus' teaching here isn't abstract, it's practical armor. He walked dusty roads with his disciples, pointing out the Pharisees' rigid stares as examples, urging them to respond not with fear, but with the quiet authority of truth. You felt the drain before, after a meeting where the colleagues' eyes held no spark, leaving you foggy-headed for the afternoon. But now, apply the counter. Silently affirm, "I am light, untouchable," and watch how the stillness loses its grip, your focus sharpening like a lens brought into clarity. This integration builds emotional resilience, a theme Jesus wove through his parables. Consider how, in the Gospel of Mary, he speaks of the soul's journey beyond illusions, emphasizing that true sight heals the heart's wounds. For many of us in our 40s and 50s, navigating empty nests or career pivots, these encounters compound into quiet despair. I recall guiding a group in virtual sessions last spring where a woman named Carla, 47 from Michigan, shared her breakthrough. She'd been in a suffocating friendship circle, weekly coffees laced with gossip that left her exhausted. Spotting the stillness in their collective gazes, eyes that didn't dance with shared joy but stared blankly amid the clink of mugs and steam, she began excusing herself early, redirecting her time to solo walks in the woods where the rustle of leaves and bird calls restored her. Within a month, she formed a small faith study group, eyes meeting with genuine warmth, and her laughter returned, full and unforced. Such stories aren't anomalies. They're the natural outflow of Jesus' wisdom applied, transforming isolation into community. Transitioning smoothly to the second sign, the mismatched reflections, let's deepen its emotional ripple. It's not just a visual glitch, it's a profound disconnect that echoes in your soul, like hearing a melody played out of key. Envision a family dinner, the table laden with roasted chicken's savory aroma, laughter bubbling over plates. But when Uncle Joe leans in to share a story from his youth, his eyes catch the candlelight oddly. No warm glow mirroring the nostalgia, just a flat, incongruent sheen that absorbs rather than amplifies the moment. Your heart sinks, a subtle ache blooming, because deep down, you crave that harmony. The reflection of your own vulnerability bounced back with understanding. Jesus addressed this in his Sermon on the Mount, blessing the pure in heart who shall see God, implying that mismatched gazes obscure that vision, feeding doubt like weeds in a garden. To expand on solutions, incorporate sensory grounding, touch the cool fork in your hand, taste the tang of cranberry sauce, and anchor in the real. This multisensory approach, drawn from Jesus' own earthly ministry. Think of him breaking bread, the textures and smells grounding his followers, helps recalibrate. Do you realize how this ties to neuroplasticity? Repeated practice rewires your brain to prioritize authentic connections, as studies from the University of Chicago suggest, with empathy training. In my experience mentoring, a young professional named Alex, 36 from Colorado, faced this in board meetings, where executives' eyes reflected corporate agendas rather than collaborative spirit, leaving him deflated amid the sterile conference room's hum of projectors. He started a ritual. Post-meeting, he'd journal the mismatches, then visualize Jesus' compassionate gaze enveloping him. Soon, he pitched innovative ideas from a place of confidence, earning respect and shifting team dynamics. This isn't mere coping, it's co-creation with the divine, your reflections aligning with heaven's truth. As we layer in the third sign, the predatory gleam, feel the emotional undercurrent intensify, a primal alert that stirs both fear and fire. It's the gaze that corners you in a crowded subway car, the metallic tang of rails and faint sweat in the air amplifying the tension, eyes locking with a sharpness that dissects your posture, your words, seeking cracks without the softening veil of humanity. Jesus confronted this directly in Gethsemane's garden, his own eyes steady against betrayer's glints, modeling unyielding peace. The insight here, this gleam preys on our insecurities, but recognizing it awakens the warrior within, turning prey into sentinel. Deeper development reveals its ties to spiritual warfare. Archons amplify modern stresses like financial pressures or social media envy, their gleams flashing in online trolls' avatars or demanding relatives' stares. To counter, expand the deflection. Pair it with physical movement, a subtle shoulder roll to release tension, evoking Jesus' command to shake the dust from your feet. Real-life application shown in Javier's story. 51 from Arizona, a construction foreman who cites competitive crew eyed him with gleams during safety briefings, the dust and hammer clangs underscoring the rivalry. He integrated affirmations during breaks, standing under the vast sky, and gradually his leadership inspired loyalty, reducing accidents and fostering camaraderie. This evolution, from targeted to triumphant, underscores the e-book's role. Its daily challenges, like role-playing encounters, build this muscle organically. Building toward the fourth and fifth signs, the flickering void and hollow echo, let's reflect on their interconnected emotional toll. A cascade of instability and isolation that can erode even the strongest foundations. The flicker, like a candle in wind during a stormy evening power outage, disrupts trust. The hollow, an endless well swallowing your words, breeds loneliness. Jesus bridged these in his farewell discourse, promising the Holy Spirit as comforter, a steady echo against voids. In our fragmented lives, scrolling feeds late at night, the blue glow casting shadows, these signs compound, but your Marchverse awakening offers reversal. For holistic application, create a discernment ritual. Evening reviews under soft lamplight, noting encounters, then meditating on Jesus' eyes as described in Isaiah, piercing yet full of mercy. This fosters insight. Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you. And strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment.